Things to avoid in a professional email. In today's fast-paced professional environment, email remains one of the most important communication tools. However, crafting an effective and professional email is more than just putting words on a screen. To ensure that your emails come across as polished and appropriate, it's crucial to avoid certain common pitfalls that can undermine your professionalism. Below are some key things to avoid when writing a professional email. 1. Unprofessional language. One of the most significant ways to damage your credibility in an email is by using unprofessional language. This includes personal hobbies. While it's natural to want to share personal interests, professional emails should remain focused on the matter at hand. Avoid discussing personal hobbies, experiences, or off-topic subjects unless they are directly relevant to the recipient or the purpose of the email. Inappropriate language or slang. Avoid using slang, curse words, or overly casual language. This can make you appear unprofessional and disrespectful. Stick to clear, neutral, and respectful language. Religious references or physical attributes. References to religion, politics, or people's physical characteristics can easily be seen as inappropriate or alienating in a professional context. Keep the tone neutral and respectful, focusing on the business at hand. 2. Spammy subject lines. The subject line of your email is one of the first things the recipient will see. A misleading or spammy subject line can result in your email being ignored or even sent straight to the spam folder. To avoid this, avoid using overly sales-oriented words like urgent, free, guaranteed, or limited time. These types of phrases can make your email appear like junk mail and may trigger spam filters. Be honest and descriptive. The subject line should accurately reflect the content of the email. A subject like meeting request or follow-up on proposal is straightforward and informative. 3. Misleading subject lines. Related to the issue of spammy subject lines is the practice of using misleading subject lines. If your subject line doesn't accurately describe the content of the email, the recipient might open it and feel misled. This can quickly damage your reputation. For example, if your email is about a follow-up on a previous conversation, don't use a subject line like "you won't believe this," unless it's genuinely relevant to the email content. Misleading subject lines often lead to frustration and may cause the recipient to ignore or mark your email as spam. 4. Emojis and acronyms. While emojis and acronyms may be appropriate for casual conversations or personal communication, they generally have no place in a professional email. Using emojis can come across as overly informal and may undermine the serious tone you read in professional correspondence. Similarly, acronyms can sometimes confuse the recipient, especially if they're not commonly understood in the workplace. Always opt for clear, full sentences rather than abbreviations, and refrain from adding emojis or other casual symbols to your emails, unless you know the recipient is comfortable with such communication. 5. Spelling and grammar mistakes. Professionalism is often judged by the details, and a simple spelling or grammar mistake can make you appear careless or inattentive. Always proofread your email before sending it, even if it's just a quick message. Check for basic spelling errors, typos, and punctuation mistakes. Tools like spell checkers can help, but they aren't foolproof. It's often helpful to read your email aloud or have someone else review it before hitting send. This can help you catch errors that you might overlook when reading silently. 6. Forgetting attachments. One of the most common mistakes in professional emails is referring to an attachment and then forgetting to include it. This can cause confusion and frustration, especially if the attachment is crucial to the recipient's next steps. Before you send your email, double-check that the attachment is included. If you've mentioned an attachment in the email body, ensure it's attached before hitting send. If the file is too large to send via email, consider using cloud storage services or file sharing tools and include the download link in your email. 7. Tone. the tone of your email a reflection of your professionalism. While it's important to be polite and respectful, it's equally important not to sound too formal or too informal. Too formal. If your email sounds too stiff or impersonal, it can come across as cold and distant. While it's important to be respectful, using overly formal language can create unnecessary barriers between you and the recipient. Too informal, on the other hand, using overly casual language, such as starting with "hey" or signing off with "cheers," can make you sound unprofessional, especially if you're communicating with a superior or a business associate. Strive for a tone that is professional but warm and approachable. Aim for a middle ground between formal and casual, adjusting based on the recipient and context. 8. Unprofessional practices. Some habits in email communication are universally considered unprofessional. For instance, forwarding chain emails. These types of emails, which often include jokes, memes, or long email threads, should be avoided. They are not only unprofessional, but they can also clutter the recipient's inbox and waste time, including personal anecdotes or irrelevant stories. Sharing personal stories in an email can detract from the focus of your message and make you seem unorganized or unprofessional. Keep the content of your email focused on the task or subject matter at hand, unless you're building rapport in a more personal, friendly context with someone you know well. 9. No greeting. Starting your email without a greeting can make your message seem abrupt or impolite. It's important to acknowledge the recipient in a courteous manner, even in brief emails. Formal greeting. When writing to someone you don't know well or someone in a senior position, a formal greeting like "Dear Mr. Last Name" or a "Hello First Name" is appropriate. Informal greeting. For colleagues or people with whom you have a closer relationship, you can opt for a more casual greeting such as "Hi First Name" or even just "Hello." Even when replying to emails, it's polite to include a greeting before diving into the content of your response. This helps establish a respectful and professional tone for your email. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can significantly improve the effectiveness and professionalism of your email communication. Always remember that an email is a reflection of you and your professionalism. So take the time to ensure your messages are clear, respectful, and appropriately written. We at Isoko Entertainment have chosen to be your servants, and you will not be disappointed. Don't miss. Consider subscribing to our platforms. You'll find the links in the description section below. Join us at Isoko Entertainment, where your creativity knows no bounds. We can't wait to welcome you.
Isoko, Isoko.